Hello! Tonight I'm going to show you a super quick project. The project is going to be super quick because I am going out of town in the morning and I haven't packed one thing. I only just made our hotel reservations a few minutes ago and I want to get a project up for you because I have camp this week and I'm going to be gone 2 days, and when I get back I want to have some stuff ready, and I also want to have a project up for you because it's been a couple of days since I posted. So I'm going to use Fabulous Flamingo, and it's a retiring set. So this week at camp we will be doing last chance sets and some papers and some embellishments. So there's several retiring things on this card, and I'll try to point them out as I go. But then there's also something new on it because I like to get something new. I'm also going to use, let me see what it's called. You can see how much of it I have, because this is one of my packs. It's called the Tropical Escape Designer Series paper. It's a ton of fun. You can see all of the fun patterns. It goes well with one of our carryover sets that I have done a couple of cards with recently. It's called Tropical Chic. So it goes well with that. It's got Blushing Bride, Granny Apple Green, Shaded Spruce. I don't think there's any retiring colors in this, although it does go with Lemon Lime Twist. It will work perfectly well with that. And I'm going to be using the retiring color Powder Pink, which is retiring. I'm going to use that with it. And then I'm going to use some new dies. So let's get going on the card. I have a background piece that I have cut 5.5 by 4 1/4. So it's going to be a card that doesn't open traditionally. Got all these little pieces everywhere. It's kind of, because it's a different fold, it has some different kind of pieces. So let's do, how we want to do this. Let's stamp this piece first. My husband's out working in the yard. I literally just told him when he comes in the house to be quiet. Now he's on his way in. So I'm going to do Memento first. It's a 2-step stamp set. So when you do this one, I find it's easier to use, I love this flamingo. So do your top half of the flamingo first, because it stamps the head and the body stamped separately. So let's do the head, and then I stamp the colored in piece that is attached. Here he is. See, this piece has dimensional stuck to it, the head and the legs, because you know flamingos are all pink. But I find it's easier to do this piece next because then you know where the legs are when you go to stamp the black outline of the legs. So this is Blushing Bride, which is the color of pink that's actually in our paper. So line this up, and I'm going to try not to mess it up even though my head can't go over the top of the camera. So it may be a little off, but we'll make it work. So there's that bit. So you can see his legs are there. So if you do the black legs first, then it's hard to match them up. So now I'm going to flip it and do the legs. I think that's all of the Blushing Bride I need. And then get his legs. Because you can see you don't know where the legs are going to be if you do these before you do the color. Again, I'd be better if my head was directly over. So now we've got his legs. And then there's another piece. And for this, I chose to do, it's a solid color. And this is Powder Pink, and it is retiring. So if you have, especially if you have the stamp pad, make sure you have the refill. Because then your pad will last forever. If you don't have the refill, in a year, you're going to be going, oh, my pad's dry. And you're going to look it up, and you're going to go, oh, no, what do I do? And you're going to have to go to eBay and pay 4 times as much and shipping to get what you can get now for just like $3. So get his Powder Pink in, and now you have a nice two-toned flamingo. So just make sure that you have your refills for all of the 2017, 2019 retiring in colors. And now we just have some little accent pieces. We have a little piece that I'm going to use for a greeting. And there's a little fern, which matches the paper. And this little fern you could use all the time. It's a great little piece. I have sea foam for it, which again is not in the paper, at least it says, but it matches it perfectly. So you can see where my sample came from. So just stamp this here. And then it comes with some seagrass. So I'm just gonna line it up over here. And just make our flamingo stand in some grass. This is a super easy stamp set. It's very forgiving, as you can see. So just give him some grass. Done with the sea foam. What else do we have to stamp with? We've got the words. So I have chosen the thanks, and that was awesome. It has one that says, I love you a lot. Tickled pink. Congratulations, I think. It's got some different sayings. So let's get the thanks on here, and this is going to be on our front. And then that was awesome goes on the inside. Make sure it's not upside down. So that goes there. I love the font too. Isn't that a great font? And then we've got some water that he's standing in, and I think that's it for our stamping. This is just kind of random. So there's our stamping. That's all done. I can pack that up, and it's a project for camp. So now what we need to do, here's our paper cutter, which you probably have heard has been retired, and they're going to come out with a new one, but we don't have it yet. If you have it, the blades go in and out, like they sell out the day they come in, but they're getting more in. There are ways to sharpen them, and you can look up on YouTube how to sharpen them if you have these. But the scorer will never unsharpen, and to be honest, I very rarely use my paper cutter part because I have a guillotine. I use my scoring blade all the time, and these will never go dull, but you can get scoring blade refills. So I have these little pieces, and they are cut 4 by 3. And they're just 2 pieces from the paper pack, which is nice that it's a 3-inch because it's a 6 by 6 paper pack. So what you want to do is put it in here. I'm going to get my cutting blade out of the way because I'm just going to work with my score blade. And this one you want to score, I don't know what the measurement is. Here's the 1 inch, and I put it this one that's right here. And this is a card that one of my girls in my group gave me as part of a swap. So I'm going to do both of them there. So see again, it's the 1 inch, and it scores right here. So I'm putting it at this line here. Those of you that know math could tell me what that measurement is. I just know it's this one right here. And with the scoring blade, you just push it. And like I said, these will never go dull, but you could get more, but it's not because it's not a sharpening thing. So then what I do is you put this in here, and you just take a regular pencil, and you put it at the 2 inch, right on the 2, because I don't do math, so this is how I measure. So put this one in here and put it at the 2. And put your line right here. And then you're going to score from, okay, I'm doing it upside down, so it's going to take me a second. You want the 2 to go. Okay, I might have to move it right side up for me, which I guess it doesn't really matter, right side up, right side down. You're going to score, not this part. This is the part that's going to tuck under the card, so we need to score from the tuck under part to the 2. Now where'd my 2 line go? See, I shouldn't have done it upside down. I've totally lost my mark, and I know I drew it on there. Oh, it's because, oh, well, there you go, Cheri. I drew them on the wrong side. Okay, so it goes on this side. That's what I get for doing things upside down for you guys. Okay, so we go like this. So you want it, it's going to go here to here. So put it where the fold line is to the 2 inch mark. And I'm sure for you math girls, there's a real way to do it, and you're all laughing at me. But see, it doesn't have to be hard for us non-math girls. You just do it from the 2 inch mark to the fold. And then I'm going to give you the secret that fixes it so it's perfect for us non-math girls. Now I know this one's on the wrong side too. why I couldn't find my line. So put it right on the 2. Now you're going to see it. If you can't do math, see, you can still do these. So from the fold here, so here's the score, and then to this score here, put it so that it scores that line. So here's, you probably can't see it, but this is where my score line is. And then you do, again, here's where my 2-inch score is, which is the middle. And then you scudge this score line here where it's going to fold into my card. My daughter's boyfriend's an engineer. He would laugh at me. So that's all the scoring that we need. And if you don't have the scoring thing, you can do it with one of these, which is our bone folder, and these are in the catalog and they're not retiring. So now that you just score them everywhere that you just scored it. So they should match up. So they go here, and then you just press them. And then this one should meet up here. Perhaps I didn't do the best of jobs because it was upside down. Nope, that one's not matching at all. I don't know what I did, but we'll fix it. You don't even really have to have the scoring thing with this because look. Okay, I'm going to put that one through the Big Shot. So you're going to see how to fix it if you messed it up. This one's better over here. This is what it should do. Okay, so they go like this. I'm going to do this one through the Big Shot. So let's get the die cut machine over here. And we're going to put all of these pieces through the die cutting machine. So first we're going to die cut our 2 little pieces. And these new die cuts are from a bird set that's just adorable, and I do have a video for it on my channel, so you can go look at it. Here it is. And they nest, and you can see they stitch. So cut these 2. And these are the new Stampin' Up! Ones, and they cut one time, so you don't have to roll them back and forth. And they also don't stick in the paper the way our other stitched ones do. They fall right out. You can see. Perfect. So both perfect. Then, what I'm going to do, which is good for those of us that don't do math well and can't fold our little patterns, I'm going to put all of these pieces through the settle folder. So let's start with these ones that I have messed up and cut. So it just makes them all look a little nicer. It makes all the paper just look a little prettier. And any of these ones that you fold, like it makes the folds not, you know, sometimes even when they're perfect, the folds, and you have a nice perfect score, like this one did fine. It takes away this harsh fold edge. And it just takes a second to run these through. And just one pass is plenty. You see how much better that looks? So we get these 2 pieces. I debated on whether doing the green one, the background, it's Granny Apple Green, our background. But then I laid it all on it, and it was so obvious that the back piece wasn't done. And it only takes, you know, this long to do one more, so why not? So it just adds, it just makes it look like more expensive paper. This one I'm going to send through so it goes a different direction. Whoops. Okay, now we just have to knit it all together and we're done. So you start with your folded pieces. Where'd my little stamp boards go? Are they stuck to my Big Shot? I know everything came out because I ran them all through. You know, anytime you try to go fast, well, they'll show up. Because I know I ran them through. There they are. Okay, so what you want to do is you take these, and where did my bone folder go? Here it is. It is stuck to my cut machine. Here you go. Okay, so you take these and you fold this piece back. I don't know which one of these is my messed up one. And then these should meet in the center. So it's this one that's a little bit messed up. But see, because I ran it through the settle folder, like you can play with the paper a little bit more because now the paper is much more supple. So even though my fold is in the wrong place, that folder just fixed it. Like you'll never tell from this side that it has a mess up on it. So there you go. And just press these nice and flat. And because that folder just breaks all the fibers in the paper, it works a wonder. So there. Now you have how to fix your messed up folds. So take your little strip right here and just center it on this. I've actually done this card is going to be different than my sample because at camp I don't know that, you know, when you have paper packs of paper, not everybody gets the same piece as what your sample is because this takes one whole sheet of paper to give everybody their two sides because of the way you need the 4x3 sheets. So fold this here. And fold it back this way. And then do the same thing on the other side. Put your adhesive on this strip. Your adhesive here. Open these up. It will work with snail as well, but if you still have fuse left, it holds just a little bit better. So you have this. On here. The fuse is almost out. And then you're going to take this, and whichever one is flapping up more, stick it on that one. So, and see, it also doesn't matter when you put this on here if your points are perfect, because this is going to cover them up. So I'm going to stick it on this one. So put your adhesive on this and not on this, so you make sure that it doesn't get on your card. So you have this here, and then we've got some retiring embellishments. So these are the faceted dots and the tropical elements. Now with these, it comes with really cute little leaves that match the paper nicely, but I don't have very many of those left. So at camp, we're just going to use the flowers. And then this comes with black and the seafoam, which is part of the reason I pulled the seafoam ink in, so it would match. we'll start with the flower. And then with these, you want to try to put some of these over on this side to weigh this down. So we'll keep this weighted down. So let's get a black one, and I have a whole sheet of these, so I was eager to find a way to use them up. Oops. I wish there was some pink ones on here, but there's not, so we'll work with what we have. There are some pink embellishments that you could use if you have them. But this weight, see, is going to hold that flap shut. And there we have it. So it's a fun, different kind of fold. And so you can still see most of your card, but then when you open it up, you get the greeting. And it's fun too because you get to see a lot of the snippets of the other paper because the paper's cute on all the sides. So this way you get to see it all. So I hope you enjoy that. I will put the measurements for everything, except for, you know, the couple of marks past the one. Or you could ask somebody who knows math exactly what measurement that is. But it's easy because it's 4 by 3, and then you just score these so you have the thing, and you just line this up at the two. I have glue on my fingers. So I hope you enjoy that. But if you like a lot of the stuff on this card, it's going to be gone at the end of May. Some of it may run out before then. So that's what I have for you today. So check back later this week, and I'll have a couple more retiring things for you. Have a nice night.